In the first question, we are given a code block of 14 lines where the aim is to print out a particular triangle. We'll be given a number of rows. In this case, the number of rows for the sample output would be 4. You have probably noticed this now, that whenever we are solving questions where we have to find error, we are looking through the code line by line and we are doing a dry run. So let's do that right now. You'll see that the first two statements are not of importance. They're syntactically correct. In the third statement, we are declaring variables. The first one being row, second one being I, third one being j, and the fourth one being numbers with the value 1. Then we are inputting the value of rows from the user. Say we have to print out this case, we'll be using value 4. At line number 6 initializes the variable I to 1 and checks this conditional. What you'll notice here is the value of I is smaller than value of rows, which means that this particular loop will never execute, or statements 7 to 12 won't actually run. Now we have to fix this. That's our goal here. How can we fix this? So what we need to do is, in line number 6, we need to replace the conditional. What should we replace the conditional with now? We have to run the conditional from 1 to rows, including the number rows, and we are incrementing the integer by 1. What does that mean? That means we should write I should go while it is less than or equal to rows. And that's right there it is. So this eliminates some options for us, but what we need to focus is on the codes part. Now, that's one segment of it. Let's assume that this was correct. This statement has been corrected. Now what? Are there any other logical errors? Okay, let's look at this again. The value of rows is 4, the value of I is 1, the value of j is 1, and the value of number is 1. Okay. For every j value, while j is less than or equal to I, which in this case they're equal, print number. Okay, we wrote number as 1, we increase the value of j to 2, the loop exits, and the loop has been completed. Now, the value of I increases to 1, from 1 to 2. Now, we start the loop again. The value of j is 1. Is j less than I? Yes, it is. Print the value. The number should have been 2, not 1. So, what we're missing is the number increment. This statement. This statement should have been part of this particular for loop. So, what are our options now? We could either put this bracket here, or we could write the statement here. And that's what we're going to do. So the correct answer for this particular question would be C. We are changing the conditional and we are removing this bracket and adding a bracket here after line number 10. Now let's look at this new question. The question here says that the program given to us, again a 13 line, 14 line program given to us, prints a hollow rectangle. What is a hollow rectangle? Basically, you're printing a pattern where only the border is there and nothing inside the border has been printed. Now, this is a key for any and every question which comes to 2D patterns like this. You have to imagine a matrix and just find patterns within the matrix. First of all, we're taking I and j as 1 each. So the starting values are 1. This particular star would have an address or would have a location in a Cartesian system as 1, 1, while this particular star would have 3 and 5. So this gives us our goal. We have to run a loop which goes from 1, 1 to 3, 5. Okay. This already has been done using these conditions. What has been asked of us is to fill out conditions, to fill in these blanks such that these particular columns and rows are completely filled. Let's examine what we are given. In the first statement, I equals to 1, we are looking at the entire first row. Anything that comes in the entirety of the first row gets marked by a star. So let's just mark all of this by stars. Then anything that is in the first column is marked by stars. Perfect. Now, what we are looking for is a way to cover the last row and the last column. To cover the last row, what do we need? 3. What is 3 here? It is the number of rows. So, I should be equals to rows. Perfect. So, if I equals to rows, then the entirety of the last row shall be filled. Similarly, we have to fill the last column. And what would be the value here? Just as we filled number of the last row, we have to fill the last column. The last column obviously is the value stored in the variable cols here. So I equals to rows, and we are checking whether the current value of j equals to cols. When these two conditions are met, you get the correct answer. So if you look at it, our right answer is A. Thank you for watching our videos. Catch you on the next one.